the griper, the grumbler, the grouser, the individual better known as the Grinch, who made it his undeniable duty to despoil Whoville's Christmas. After analyzing this narrative, I'm left with an insatiable inquiry. I'm incapable of drawing a conclusion as to why someone would strive to turn a community's happiness into hell. No matter how many times I watch The Grinch searching for revelation, I'm still unsettled. I understand the Grinch wanted to steal Christmas because he was miserable and misery loves company, but the story never revealed exactly why the Grinch was miserable. Therefore, we'll never know what exactly nettled the Grinch to develop a negative outlook on life. However, what we can conclude is this: the Grinch didn't always carry a miserable mindset. He wasn't born with such a mentality. I believe there were some curving circumstances in his past that redirected his perspective. Remember in the beginning of the story, the narrator said, the Grinch's heart was 2 sizes too small. I believe the reason why the Grinch's heart was 2 sizes too small was because the heat from the hell he endured in the past shrunk his heart. Have you or anyone you know endured so much heat from the hell of the past that it's difficult to take love, give love, resulting in isolation from the happiness life brings? Have you or anyone you know been so miserable from the myriad of disappointment, empathy couldn't enter your heart, his or her heart, for someone who's experiencing joy? Have you or anyone you know attempt to commit larceny on one's Christmas because your Christmas, his or her Christmas, was stolen? I believe the Grinch was dealing with this quagmire, this quandary, this problem that permeated from his past to his present state. Fortunately, the Grinch was healed from his negative outlook on life when he realized that although he came like a thief in the night, disguised as Saint Nick on Christmas Eve, stealing all of Whoville's presents, his plot still failed. He realized he couldn't steal Christmas. He didn't have the command to steal Christmas. Whoville still woke up Christmas morning, came together as a community, and celebrated Christmas. It was within that moment he realized no one is going to join him in his misery. Consequently, the Grinch had a life-changing decision to make. He had to decide if he was going to fall deeper into disappointment or release the past. As you already know, he released the past, returned the presents to Whoville, and joined them in a celebration of Christmas. There are 3 points that I've uncovered from the Grinch that I believe are essential for the betterment of life. Point 1, beware of the mask. Point 2, divorce the past. And point 3, know thyself. Point 1, beware of the mask. What people appear to be on the outside may not be who they are in the inside. There are some people in this world who wear masks in order to deceive us from detecting the darkness that lives within them. I know that no one is perfect. We all have flaws. But there are some people who will contribute to our demise if we kept their company. It was Les Brown who said, we should excommunicate ourselves from toxic relationships. Toxic relationships can only provide one thing: poison. He also added that we should align ourselves with nourishing relationships. Nourishing relationships can provide only one thing: nutrition. Sadly, we may run into people who are able to deceive us, disguising themselves as bringers of nutrition instead of poison. Remember when little Cindy Lou caught the Grinch in the act of stealing her Christmas tree? Little Cindy Lou said, "Santa Claus, Why? Why are you taking my Christmas tree? Why? Yes, the Grinch was able to deceive little Cindy Lou's innocence by dressing up as Santa Claus, yet she couldn't understand why Santa Claus would want to steal her Christmas tree. She knew that something was wrong. Santa Claus gives, he doesn't take. When we run into people who appear to come with loveism, but their actions show hateism, when the pieces to the puzzle are missing, when things just don't add up, we have to listen to our intuition and excommunicate ourselves from those who wear the mask. A friend of mine once told me, everyone is not meant to be in a relationship. Everyone is not our friend. Some people are going to be our foe. We have to draw the line, separate our friends from our foes, so we can keep moving forward. I never understood the dictum, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That may be relative for war, but that's not relative for civilian life, in my opinion. Why in the world would I want to keep my enemies closer to me than my friends? My friends are here to help me. My enemies are here to hurt me. So I would be wise to keep those who want to hurt me closer than those who want to help me? Nah, bro, I'm good. That's like sending an invitation to a thief stating, you're welcome to come into my home anytime, buddy. What's mine is yours and what yours is mine. We have to let it be known loud and clear that our friends are welcome and our foes are unwelcome. And if our foes attempt to trespass our territory, there will be ramifications, consequences, and repercussions, not a threat, a promise. Beware of the mask. Point 2, divorce the past. There is a reason the size of a windshield is bigger than a rearview mirror. What's in front of us is more important than what is behind us. There are some people, places, and things that weren't destined to last the full duration of the ride. Some people are going to get dropped off. Some places are going to get passed by. Some things are going to tumble. It's imperative that we keep the gear and drive. There's a reason why there are some people, places, and things behind us. Remember the biblical story of Lot's wife. She, along with her husband Lot and their 2 daughters, were instructed by 2 angels to flee the city of Sodom and don't look back. Regrettably, Lot's wife didn't receive the memo, the email, the Facebook message, or the tweet because she looked back. As a result, she turned into a pillar of salt. I can't, nor will I ever understand why Lot's wife turned back. The city of Sodom reeked of evil. There was nothing in Sodom that would benefit her. But in spite of this reality, she still looked back. It's impossible for us to look back to the past and move forward at the same time. When we carry the onus of the past on our shoulders, we'll paralyze our progress. And like Lot's wife, turn into a pillar of salt. Remember when the sled of Whoville's presence was tipping over at the peak of the mountain? Immediately, the Grinch grabbed the front end of the sled to stop it from avalanching down to Whoville. Yet, his effort wasn't strong enough because the sled was still slowly declining down the slope. It wasn't until, in the words of the narrator, the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And then the true meaning of Christmas came through, and the Grinch found the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. At that moment, the Grinch was able to take complete control over the sled and return to Whoville with all their gifts changed for the better. When we stop the past from crushing our heart will grow back to its normal form. Our heart will beat in rhythm again, in alignment with what we're trying to achieve. When we stop the past from crushing our heart, we'll be able to take on our purpose, progress, move forward. Divorce the past. Point 3, know thyself. In a age of credited to ancient Greek. Know thyself. It is also argued that this aphorism is linked to ancient Egypt as well. Regardless of who birthed this saying, one thing I do know is that you better know thyself. If not, you won't move forward. You'll live life based off of someone else's opinion, not your own. You'll be a follower, not a leader. Leadership is more than just a title next to a name. Leadership is when you're able to be your own man, your own woman, make your own decisions, and steer your own will towards success. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't take the advice of others. Getting a second opinion is beneficial. Nevertheless, be careful of who you go to for a second opinion. Everyone's opinion is not of quality. For example, this past summer, the month of August to be exact, I wanted some Sperry's to accessorize my outfit so I can be new, be fresh. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. However, the problem was I didn't want to spend Sperry money. I'm not saying Sperry's are overly expensive. I just had a budget that needed to be inflexibly followed, okay? So I came up with the bright idea of purchasing generic Sperry's from the shoe department. They were called Mountain Creeks. They didn't differentiate much from Sperry's, so I assumed these Mountain Creeks would get the job done. The sad thing is, I was wrong. Within a month, the soles of these wannabe Sperry's abruptly ripped off while I was walking. Couldn't believe it. It was crazy. Following that event, I went ahead and purchased some authentic Sperry's. When we want an opinion of quality, we have to know who to go to. Because if we're open to everyone who had an opinion about what we should or shouldn't do, where we should or shouldn't go, who we should or shouldn't be with, our souls will rip wide open and detach itself from our purpose. Whoville's opinion of Christmas contrasts the Grinch's. The Grinch was oblivious to the fact that Whoville knew thyself. Whoville knew who they were, what they were doing, and where they were going. As a result, the Grinch's evil plot to steal Christmas perished because Whoville knew their purpose. Whoville knew thyself. When you know your purpose, when you know thyself, there is absolutely, categorically, decisively, exactly, positively nothing that can stand in your way. Know thyself.